Today's redstone video is going to be a bit of an interesting one because today we're going to be taking simple redstone contraptions, or redstone contraptions that should in theory be simple, and we're going to make them a whole bunch more complex. Now the first one I want to take a look at is the Anvil Reloading system. Generally speaking, when it comes to Anvil Reloading, you just have a piston that pushes across an anvil when the old anvil is broken. That's relatively boring. So today we're going to try our best to create one that flies up from the floor. Right, now let's see if this just basic concept works. Oh, okay, that was not exactly ideal. Right, let's try that again. So if we do this again. Alright, also not ideal. I wonder if we need to drop this down by one block, potentially. Okay, let's try this one more time. Alright, it's a little bit too late. Man, this is difficult. Ah, I'm a moron. Come on, 5th time lucky. Oh my word, we were so close. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Fantastic news. Now I wonder if this setup is actually going to work. And I've kind of bootlegged it and I've created something. So if we place in an anvil here, let's just see. So if we got our anvil in place, so okay, so the anvil will land. That will send an update. It will then go through into the chipped anvil, which will be another update. It will then go through into the other stage, which is damaged anvil. So then it will go into that state, and then eventually it will disappear. Then we get something happening, but not a lot happened there. Now I'm 100% certain that the timings are going to be out. But that was promising. So we got the opening of the trapdoor to allow the anvil through. All we have to do is connect up some repeaters here and time them correctly. And that should be everything. Now I wonder, is that... I mean, probably something like this will do the trick. So, anvil lands. Damage. Damage. Disappears. Oh, that was so close. Okay, we need it to close in time. And go. It's opened. That works! There we go. So there we have our anvil. And then when it gets damaged, this will happen. Then when it gets damaged again, this will happen. And then when it gets damaged one more time and eventually breaks, then the block gets moved out of the way and fresh anvil appears. I gotta say, I mean, this could definitely be compacted quite a bit, but you know what? This is a pretty sweet little system. So, there we go. Anvil replacement circuitry fully complexified. Right, let's take a look at the next thing. So, the next thing that I want to build is an armor equipping station. Now, these things are generally ridiculously simple. You can build them just using one piece of redstone and a button, and then 4 dispensers, and you're done. Very, very easy to construct, but arguably not quite as cool as what I want to be creating. So I'm going to start trying to work out some logistics here. I want to launch someone through the roof. Alright, part 1 has been completed and I can't currently activate it, so I really can't currently activate it. Give me a second. As I was saying, part 1 has been completed, which is our slime block launcher. So that moves out the way and that launches us upwards, and then everything gets hidden back underneath the floor. So this thing could be completely concealed. I'm going for a completely concealed look with this build. And then I guess up at the top here, this is where our actual system is going to have to go. So I imagine, well, first off, we're going to need some form of piston door type thing. And that will be a little bit like this. So that will be flush with the roof. And then we will need all of my dispensers. Now, not only am I going to equip myself with armor, but I'm also going to give myself, I guess, a pickaxe and a sword. Or maybe even just a sword and then a potion, so that you could literally run up to this thing, activate it, shoot upwards, and then be ready for a fight. I think that might be the way to go. And it has been an interesting build process so far. I'm hoping that this should all be working correctly. So that does that. And yep, this is on 3 ticks. That's all good. So that means that this should pop down, and that has opened up, which means that we should be able to pop up into the ceiling. Not quite fast enough. Okay. Now I wonder how we could even... how do you even work around that? I guess We add in a little bit more delay down at the bottom here so that our slime block takes a little while longer to extend. I think that's probably the way to go. Oh, that sounded very promising. So the way that we've done the dispensers, I decided to do it in a slightly different way. And by the sounds of things it works, is I have got a piece of string and an observer and some dispensers, and they are what the string is going to detect the player as they fly up, and that will mean that we can time it to perfection so that hopefully they do get fully equipped with all of the items. Fingers crossed this actually functions. So here goes. We're just going to give it a whirl and we'll see what happens. Hitting the button, well obviously first off, totally naked at this point in time. If we hit this button right here, alright, that's cool. Looks like my potion of lingering didn't quite hit the spot though. Now I wonder, is there anything I can do about this, or is it not really possible? I think lingering potions are actually a little bit slow. Yeah, no matter what I seem to do, we just fall out of the system by the time the lingering potion is there. Oh, I suppose I could dispense it at the floor. I could dispense it down here. Give me a second. Yeah, you know what? I think this actually works. If we hit this button, you can see we get shot upwards, we get fully equipped with armor, everything gets hidden away, and we also have a potion of strength that we can use to kill anyone coming into my base. Fantastic. I would say this thing is a simple machine made complex. Right, let's take a look at the final one that I want to take a look at today, and that is villager storage. Yeah, I've got an interesting concept for this, so let's just see how it goes. Now, I want to use flying machines for this, and I'm just going to throw that out there. I haven't really worked out how this thing's going to function just yet, but flying machines have to be involved, okay? It's as simple as that. So here we have a little villager catching area. You've probably seen these on the Hermitcraft server before. I've built them, loads of people have built them. They're just little villager holders where you can store up all of your good villagers, and then you can chuck out any villagers that you don't want using these buttons. But the problem is that the villagers always get stuck in the water streams up at the top. So I'm hoping that this system right here should prevent that from happening. Now we find out, I suppose. So if we grab ourselves, I guess, a minecart, and then if we spawn a villager, he's probably not going to get in that minecart, is he? Oh, he is in the minecart. Okay, well that's very good. So if we pop that minecart off, and then we place in some observers, so we need an observer facing in this direction, and an observer facing in this direction. If we then grab ourselves a flint and steel and move this guy should hopefully... Well, I don't think that could have gone any better. So we just need a send and receive system, which in theory I have now constructed. If we hit this button right here, that should send out a minecart. Oh dear. Why hasn't that quite worked? So this is coming back. I mean, it kind of worked then. Was it a little bit too fast, maybe? Like it did a little bit too soon? Or is the villager kind of on the inside of the block? Maybe if we place those in like that, then maybe that will work. That is really peculiar. But I've worked it out. Fence gates are taller than furnaces. The minecart was sat on top of a furnace and it couldn't get on to the fence gate because the fence gate is actually taller than the furnace, even though it looks smaller. Yeah, a bit of a strange one. If we hit this button right here, we should now see that it does function. So our villager comes across and there we go. He has made his way straight into the system. Now, if we hit the button again, it's not going to do anything because I have put a fail-safe in place that stops a minecart being requested when the flying machine is out flying. But if we hit the button again, now we can actually get another minecart, and this guy will be pushed along and he lands next to his buddy. So it works. It actually functions. This thing's absolutely brilliant. I think this is much better than water streams. It's much more interesting to use, that's for sure. Here we go again, and that's a white coat villager as well. That's a good one. And he just drops straight into place. fantastic. So there we go. That is the villager trading hall fully complexified as well. I would say we've done a pretty decent job in today's Redstone video. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.